Halloween.
Halloween.
It is Halloween again.
Spooky season.
And now here at Sizzle, we've had a tradition that we've done every single year of Sizzle's lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
And that tradition has been that we've filmed a little skit or a short film in which at least one of us gets killed while dressed up as a hot dog. But unfortunately, very sad, but this year we did not get the time.
Too busy.
A bit sad because that's been a fun tradition. And not many people have seen our first video of it.
Sure.
It's still on the internet, but it's a bit hidden. So yeah. Unfortunately, tradition broke. You can have this back. Yeah, I've always wanted to design one of those ice cream sticks, but it doesn't have the stick in it. So George and I were just saying that when you eat an ice cream, the worst part of the experience is always when you have to lick the dry wood and get the last bit of ice cream off. True. Let's go back to plastic, guys.
It was literally the cure for everything.
Cure? We had it figured out. Why did we go back to paper?
Man. The turtles are just so selfish.
I do have a word for you though, Blake. You ready? Conglomerate.
Wow.
Do you remember the last time I said conglomerate to you? Does this ring a bell?
Kind of. You said like the next time that you say it will be something.
Yeah, you know how long ago that was? In the back of that Uber?
No.
That was 6 months ago.
Today?
Or like roughly 6 months ago now.
What was the context that we were...
The context was a year before that, in some of the earliest Sizzle moments, when we were doing Shrek Rave and George was away. We were sitting down and I just said, conglomerate. The next time, because we're talking about how fast time moves. So I said, the next time you hear me say that word, a year would have passed. And then I said it, and then you were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What does it mean?
It's got something to do with business. I don't know what it means. Well, it's like, I don't know what it means. But
How do you spell it?
So the point, though, is that time is scary, man. That was 2 conglomerates ago. And it feels like it's just...
Is like conglomerate like Sizzle's... Like,
Safe
you know,
word?
like Yonks or
that was
ages
Oh,
ago.
man, that was
that was 2 conglomerates ago. Yes.
Oh, man. That was conglomerates all ago.
I've been feeling the scare of time lately.
Well, especially with how quick 2024 has gone.
Yeah.
It's gone in a...
It's weird because I feel both old and young at the same time. You know, I feel young in the way that I don't feel like an adult and I still feel dumb and like I haven't learnt enough. But at the same time, I've like crippling back pain and I feel like my body's deteriorating.
Your body's old, but your mind's still young.
It's like going for runs, boys.
Yeah, maybe we're just unfit.
Ooh. Could we just go into the topic of Halloween? I think we've forgotten about what Halloween actually used to be about. Trick or treat.
No. What Halloween used to be about was preventing demons from possessing you and your family.
Well, and
Actually?
trick or treat.
Yeah, that was the original thing, was that it was some sort of ritual to keep away the like witches and the demons.
Tying back into time, when's the last time you trick or treated?
I've never done it, ever.
I don't think I've ever...
Really?
Did you used to do it? Because you're European. Like, Aussies don't do it.
Oh,
It's not an Aussie
I used to
thing.
do it in Aussie though.
In
In Perth. Like I used to go to the local church and they'd just be fucking giving out lollies, and on the way there,
They used to be what?
knock on doors, trick or treat,
Heard rumours
and they
about
give
that.
you your Tamington.
Lamington? Yeah. Little English.
Lamingtons and
You out of all people
Tim
shouldn't have
Tams
got that wrong.
and I meant to say Tim Tams.
We
and
should fucking
Lamingtons.
invent that. Tim
Tamingtons.
Tam, like the biscuit with like the soft, spongy bit of the Lamington.
You've been struggling this episode, George.
I can't get my words out today. I don't have this issue anywhere else apart from when I'm with you boys. It's fucked.
Damn.
I don't know
Is it
why.
the autism? Because let's be honest, we're pretty fucking autistic when we're together. We do have this theory that we've got a sort of placebo autism going on.
But we're not actually autistic.
No, and that we're just...
Well,
and it's like a normal person wouldn't do some of the things we do. So
I
it's
feel like it's
you
just a
can't-
sense of comfortability.
But it's like sometimes we
This
do...
is for the brand.
Yeah. We'll blame it on that. We're not we're in like a courtroom. We're getting like outed for something. We're like, just part of the brand, man.
Yeah, because sometimes I think maybe we're not autistic and we've fooled ourselves into thinking we are, and we're actually just dumb. But
Or do we think about it too much where we're actually doing the opposite, where we are psyching ourselves out of it?
out of autism.
We're psyching, we think,
So we're growing out of our autism.
no, we're going into autism, but,
Going into,
but
we're easing ourselves in. We feel it taking over.
No, but we see this comfortability as like we're placeboing ourselves into it. So then that thought actually takes us out of the belief that we are.
And so then we're less autistic.
Oh no, we're definitely still, but we're like psyching ourselves out of it.
Is it mean?
Is it mean?
Yeah, to actual autistic people.
That we have autism?
I think
Well,
it's
that
more
we
of
say
like
we have
a.
autism.
But
Like-
I definitely do. I know 100% I do.
Halloween, guys,
Scary. You never know what's going on in your head.
or your body.
Well,
I hope so, but you don't.
sometimes you get an erection on a bus and you're like, man,
What do I do?
exactly. What do you do? Have you ever had an erection? When was the last time you had an erection in a public place?
I remember as a teenager, it used to happen a lot, and you'd have to like tuck it in the
Up the belt?
up the belt bit.
And it's just like,
And
but
you
then
just-
if your shirt was hanging over, there'd still be like a shape, so you'd kind of have to like slouch or just pretend you got a bad back, so you're like, oh, so they can't.
Or
tell.
do the
Well, I used to
old
always
hand
wear
over the
baggy
cock.
stuff, so it would always be covered, whereas you didn't.
No,
So
I used to
it
wear
would
very
be a
tight clothes.
Yeah, so it would be a bit harder for
maybe
you.
you were trying to show.
Literally.
Even now, it happens occasionally. So like, I'll be on the train and I'll just be like chilling, listening to music, and I'm like, you know when you feel like it's like a trailer for your erection, like you
The
can,
tingle.
like you can tell it's about to start, and you're
The
like,
blood's like.
yeah, it's like the foreshadowing, and you're like, oh, and then like you open up your phone, you're like, just try and take your mind off it so it doesn't happen.
Males. You understand.
Women, just imagine it's like your nipples getting hard.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't think so. Trick or treat, Halloween.
True. So what were you saying about trick or treating? We've forgotten the meaning of it. You say, George.
Yeah, like I was just thinking the other day that we go to random people's houses, you knock on their door, and you say trick or treat, dressed as some crazy character, and they just give you.
What's the fun of it? But it's like people don't actually trick anymore.
You know how many kids have died from just like poisoning?
Yeah,
Really?
and
Like people purposely putting
pins,
poison in?
pins as well in food.
Oh, dog.
Yeah, I remember that was going around.
In
That's
Australia?
a trick, and gives you like,
And then they're like,
a piece of
"Oh,
candy.
They said the wrong one, but
Oh, okay, and then you just
Because you
end
wouldn't
up
know, because the
on
kid
a journey.
wouldn't keep track. They wouldn't remember. You just drop it in your bag, have it all later.
Now, as it's a Halloween episode, shall we get into some creepy stories?
shall we tell some spooky stories?
And we've also asked some fellow Perth nightlifeians and Bundy some spooky stories that they can
you
share
say that?
to the potty.
So Bundy is the name of a guy that's been on our podcast.
Who's not involved in the nightlife scene.
Anyway,
Anyway, Halloween.
I had an encounter at work the other day. Well, first of all, speaking about work, I escaped the midnight whistler and the machete man. I think we touched upon it in our episode, which comes out God knows when. We recorded it a fucking while ago. But I escaped the Midnight Whistler and the Machete Man. So my horror interactions have died down in frequency.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it definitely is a good thing. So I'm slightly out of the hood. I still work at a supermarket. But the other day I encountered a very strange individual at work. So I was kneeling down and I was stocking low shelves, right? Mm-hmm. And so when your head's down and you have a big luscious mullet, it's hard to see what's like up above you, right? Mm-hmm. And I'd see like the shuffling of feet, like coming over, and then they like stop, and I'm like, some old fuck, that wants help. And then I just hear Tarfu, and I'm like, and I look up, and there's an old man, and he's like hunched over, and he's like, where's the Tarfu? And then I look at him, and he's got a fucking parrot on his shoulder too. And the parrot's like, he's like moving, the parrot's like trying to balance. It's like, and I'm suddenly overstimulated. I've got a pirate in front of me. I got a parrot. I got Tarfu. I'm like, huh? And then he repeats. He's like, Tarfu. Where is it?
Is he dressed as a pirate?
No. He must have not been on the job. But
he's just pirate by heart.
And then I'm like, what? Like a tar food? I'm like, maybe it's a type of bird. I'm like, tar food, and he's like, no, it's a little chocolate. And then he slaps his forehead. He goes, it's not chocolate. And then he's like thinking, and I'm like, and then the parrot's still just like, and then I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what this guy's looking for. And so my go-to is I pull out my phone and I go, do you know how to spell that item? And he's like, yes, it's T-O-F. And then it clicks. He was saying tofu.
I thought so.
Yeah. And then I was like, and it was...
Why did he think chocolate?
It was right behind him. So
Nice.
How did he think chocolate?
I don't know why he said chocolate.
It's not chocolate.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I encountered a pirate at work.
That's
Damn.
sick.
Yeah. Wild story.
Surely you got like some kind of like, surely there's like a business card.
Are you allowed to bring a bird into the supermarket?
Apparently. He was a good little bird just on the shoulder.
Big bird or
Maybe
like
they were
smaller
just
bird?
too afraid
Looks
to
like
say
your
anything.
bird. Does the public know that you have a bird? And you hate his guts?
I feel like you've started to like him recently. He's grown on you.
He's alright.
Oh.
But I've said this before. He's alright.
Anyways, so I have seen the ghost of this building. The building that someone has died in.
The ghost of the Sizzle studio.
It was last week. I was sleeping.
So you're one of those chicks.
What?
Well, I woke up.
What chick?
Just crazy bitches.
Hey, man. It was late at night after a gig and, had a cheeky nap because I live an hour away from here. So, I don't want to drive home
Quick refresher.
sleep deprived and swerve and crash. So, had a little nap and I wake up and we basically have this poster in the room that is of Squidward. Chad Squidward. And
Handsome Squidward.
I didn't see this Chad Squidward. I was looking at a person holding something, staring at me. It looked like a window, but I couldn't quite turn to see it. And then processing this later on, I realized this was sleep paralysis. I couldn't move. I remember
You processed this later when you woke up?
Yeah. Like later on throughout the day. I remember being like, that was sleep paralysis. I couldn't move. I remember being asleep and not being able to move. And I remember looking at the thing, but I couldn't properly see it. It was in the corner of my eye. So then I closed my eyes and then I felt just... You know when you close your eyes and you just feel this presence coming towards you and you just feel that...
That like back
Yeah.
raised,
Did you hear like a
tingling.
static? Like
I heard nothing, but I felt it. I felt my chest getting quite heavy and the hairs on my neck getting like, dude,
back
it
raises
was
in your ears are like
it was crazy. And then I remember waking up and I just see Squidward.
damn.
But
So you
I
thought
believe,
this like poster was
yeah.
So you would have been like, what, yeah, it's like sleep, like sleepwalking when you're awake, but you're kind of asleep, and you would have seen it visually, but your brain is like asleep, and you're like,
and it looked like a person staring at me.
Yeah, fuck.
but it's just this handsome motherfucker.
And it's just this handsome motherfucker. But then later on that night, we did another gig because that was the Friday. Later on the Saturday, I just felt weird about the building after that.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I remember I went to refill the water jug and I was a bit like, oh.
You get like the Eries.
Yeah, I like turn all the lights on. I'm like, oh.
I kind of like it.
Oh, no.
I was like, there's not a lot that like you can, I don't really get like scared with a lot. I love horror movies. I don't really get that sense of fear. But like every now and then when you're like, say for example, when we have chatted about like certain things and then we kind of like get deeper and deeper into this chat and then you get this like, oh.
Yeah. Like, oh. You start thinking too hard.
Do you have a story, Black?
Not really.
Blake, you do have a story though. And you've held on to it for a while, but it's time to tell the world.
Oh.
It's time to tell the world.
Nah.
Blake, it is time to
What
tell
story
the
is it?
story.
What?
George, it's time to tell
not
the
time.
story. It is.
Oh.
It's time.
It's not time.
It is.
I don't know if it is
What
time.
is that for
Nah.
you to decide?
I don't know if it is time.
When would the time be right?
What was it that we recently saw?
Oh, yeah. Oh, true. I saw someone that none of you boys did when we were at the beach.
True. That was weird.
Yeah, so that was a bit wiggy at the beach last week. It had been a long, busy week, so we were sleep deprived. And we went to the beach to refresh it. And
Nice little sunset. Sorry.
yeah, we had a little dip, we had a little race.
A little dip,
We had a run on the beach.
race.
We went for a run on the beach.
We went for a run and discovered that we were terribly unfit. That was scary.
Maybe that added to it.
Maybe. And as we were walking back to the car, we're going along the footpath near the car park, but we didn't really remember where we parked. And so we're walking, and George is behind me, and Blake's in front of me. So it goes Blake, Jack, George. And we're walking, and then Blake says, "Oh, fuck, where did we park again?" And then as he says that, we had passed someone, and I was just about to walk past him, and right before I did, he looked up at me, a random person. He looked up at me, pointed towards the car, looked back down, and then kept walking past. And then we all kind of turned, was like, "Oh, that's right, the car's over this way," where the guy pointed. And then once we got into the car, I was talking about how it was so weird that that guy pointed to the car after we were talking to ourselves, and none of the other boys saw that guy at all. And we had walked past two girls, and then we walked past that guy. Both boys remembered the two girls. They didn't
And then
remember
the
seeing that
path
guy.
was pretty empty until
Yeah.
we just walked past the two girls, and then
I don't remember
I
seeing a
don't
dude.
remember seeing anyone for a while because I was like, I knew in my head I was not gonna bump into anyone. That's why I was like looking around, like, where's the car? Like, that way.
Was he a ghost, do you reckon?
So was he a ghost? Was he some sort of guardian spirit? I don't know. Pointing us towards the car?
What if it was the spirit of the car?
And then because we were a bit sleep deprived, I was worried if George was going to crash and that he was pointing towards our death.
Oh.
Fuck.
And then I was like, oh,
So you like the car ride, you're just wigging it.
a little bit. Yeah. I was a
Damn.
bit like,
You were that
yeah,
sleep deprived.
because right after I was like, boys, I think I saw a literal NPC, like someone that I don't think was real.
Just a
to
lot of
con-
those people though. People are just dumb, man.
Is that like egotism though? That makes you think that they're
Egoti-
less conscious because
There are definitely people out there.
that
Come
are less
on.
conscious. Well, yeah, sure.
Well, that's like more. But people are just ignorant. Humans are just ignorant in their own way.
Now, should we get on to the other people's stories?
Now, yeah, some people did send in stories.
We asked
Shall
a few fellow people in the nightlife scene.
We asked some fellow humans.
We asked some fellows.
Some fellow non-NPCs.
And Bundy, who's actually been on our podcast before.
Yeah, our second episode.
Now, should we start with Bundy?
Let's start with Bundy because he recorded a whole video.
A whole video for
a
us.
video.
It's a story about Rottnest Island and Tentland and how
Tentland.
my Noongar friend you got really sick, and we had to get him helicoptered off Rottnest Island in 1984 when we were camping there. And then we found out that the Tentland is a burial spot for Aboriginal people. So that's why he got sick. I can tell that story, and I can make it really scary. In an hour, I don't know if I'm going to be freaking with bugs. But I can probably record the story like this, and then we can go like that. But you want to interact with me. I know. Next week, guys, I'd love to come into the studio. I want to record an episode, and then maybe we'll record. I'm a fucking freak. Love you, George, and I'll speak to you soon.
Damn. Okay, so there's a little teaser. Don't have the full one.
I guess we'll save that for the Bundy episode.
We'll save that for the Bundy episode then.
Oh my god.
What's
Oh
up?
my god.
Is that the one and only Don Darkoe?
I can't see your gorgeous face.
We can't see you, mate. Do you want to be?
Do you want to be on vid? Hey. Is it still
Look at
screen recorded?
that. Oh, he's there.
This will be a little bit of a Halloween special.
It takes
I
a man.
can
It's
see your
Halloween.
sausage
Halloween.
underneath the sausage. You guys are so cute. Look at you.
I know you wish you were here, man.
Thanks,
Oh,
Daddy.
you guys are in a spaceship.
We can
It's
be.
a backyard, man. But so I hear you've got a scary story from your life for us, man.
Actually, yeah, I do. I do have. I'm just thinking which one I was. Some of the crazy shit that happened. Things that involve like, family members.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's always scary with
sorry.
family members.
Are we talking domestic violence or like in otherworldly encounters?
Yeah, Diddy stuff. No. Yeah, they call me Quinn Diddy Darkoe.
Oh,
I'm hanging on to that clip forever.
No, so like, when you're younger, like you never ever believe in any of that shit, and especially like if your parents like have some crazy stories, that's when it gets like fucking hell freaky. And my mom's never like that type of like person. She's always serious. And then one time she was just like stood up and kind of like not freaked out, but was like, your auntie is here. And like she told me which auntie like it was, and I was like, wait, isn't Auntie Vera dead? And she's like, yeah, but she's here right now in the room with us.
Oh.
And I'm like, Mom, what are you talking about? And she's like, I can smell her perfume. It's like I've known her perfume since like she's always worn it the same since I was a kid, and I don't own that perfume, and because you know how like the sense of smell is very like attached to memory, and so like it's one of those things where you don't really forget. And she was just like, she's here, like, and she was kind of a little bit freaking out, and then I started freaking out because I was like, if you're freaking out, then I'm freaking scared. And she's like, yeah, I don't have a perfume at all. I don't know anyone else would, because she's from Indonesia.
Yeah.
So like somehow made her way into the household, and that was pretty fucking scary.
Yeah. Was there any bad blood between her and the family?
No, there wasn't. So then, my mom's always very positive. If like there's any ghosts or whatnot, it's because they're like, oh, they're there to look after us, blah, blah, blah. But like, that still fucking, made me shit myself.
Yeah, for sure.
How old were you at this time?
Oh, I was like 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty young.
Yeah.
So
So
what?
you were like, it was at that age where you're just like, you think that you know everything, but then at the same time as well, you don't think that your parents are going to be like, oh yeah, I saw ghosts. And then when they do that, you're just like freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, that's the worst thing, because you don't believe in ghosts, but you believe your parents. So you're like, oh,
That's
maybe.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So has
And then like worst things as well, like when my little sister was a baby, she would she got up one time in the middle of the night and just was crying and fully freaked out and was just staring at like the corner.
I hate that, man.
That's like
Yeah, that's creepy
fucked.
shit right there.
I knew that.
Do you believe that there were other entities there, or do you think it was just people fucking tweaking?
I don't know, hey, because I believe like there's like obviously if you switch frequency, like there is something else that exists. Technically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the whole 3-dimension, 4th dimension, 5th dimension, all that shit. Like, we can't even fathom what the hell a 4th dimension is.
Yeah. We were talking about this last night, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very
like
interesting.
how do we can't even grasp the whole concept.
I saw a great...
It's just like, it's just like if you were Mario in a 2D world, like, you go left and right, up and down like a piece of paper, you cannot, like, grasp the concept
of
it being a 3D, right?
Yeah.
So what the fuck is a 4D? Like,
Yeah, I saw a
dimension.
great video where someone had made a Minecraft but in 4D, and it fucked with my head. I could barely understand what I was seeing. It was crazy.
Yeah, what the hell? I'm gonna watch that video. Is there a video on it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah.
Minecraft 4D.
Yeah. Watch it next time you're very sleep deprived and on the verge of hallucinating. It's great.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, okay, I I remember what I actually was going to tell you, because there was like 2 stories. But the craziest one was like it was more recent. Actually, not recent. It was like 6 years ago. And I got hell fascinated with the idea of what is it when you can control your sleep?
Lucid dream?
Yeah.
Lucid dreaming, right? And so I watched a bunch of tutorials and people that have done it before, and they've all said the same thing. And so I gave it a go one time, right? And so like they said that you had to be very tired. So like the best time to do it, they said, is like during the day or like in the afternoon, because you don't want to be too tired that you're gonna like fall asleep, but also
like a nap.
you're gonna be at that level that like if it goes bad, you can kind of fall asleep. And then so like people usually do it in the morning when you like first like wake up, right? Because you've already had your deep sleep and everything. And I don't know if you guys have tried it before.
Yeah.
But like you basically just lay there and until like your body is essentially like numb. Like if you like feel an itch or any parts of your body that wants your hands to react, like scratch it, it's like your mind trying to tell you to check to see if you're kind of like still awake. So it gives you all these little signs thing, because if you're still awake, you'd go and scratch it, right? But if you go like through it and you just have like your eyes closed and like you literally just start sinking into like into numbness, right? And then your body becomes like so heavy. And then one of the steps, it tells you like when you open your eyes, you got to envision yourself being pulled out. Like that's an important part, because then like you're seeing yourself like above your body, and that's how you can start lucid dreaming. But if you don't do that, you can put yourself in a hole, just like in that movie Get Out. You know, when she goes underneath, and that was literally exactly like what happened. Like I started sinking. And as soon as I open my eyes, because that's when like your body feels hell numb enough, then you open your eyes and it activates. And bro, I just started hearing like whispers everywhere.
Oh, no.
Like it was like people like speaking like it was almost like parcel tongue. It was like, but, like all over my ears, and it was just so loud. It was just people whispering, and I couldn't move, right. And then where I was sleeping, like where I was laying, it was to the side facing the door, and there was just a shadow that was just getting bigger and bigger, and it was the most terrifying experience.
Wait, so
ever.
you fell into a sleep paralysis?
What was it?
You went into a sleep paralysis?
Yeah. Because lucid dream's basically the same thing.
And then so like it just, the whispers kept going, and I just didn't want to open my eyes anymore, and I just felt like this shadow, and it was like getting closer, and there's like a breathing like on me, and that was.
So you felt something touch you?
Yeah, like I felt like there was a presence like right in front of me, and like the whispers kept going, and then the only way to do it is if someone else was there to wake me up, or if I just fell back asleep, and I just fell back asleep, and eventually like the voices went away, and then I woke up, and I was like full of sweat. It was fucked.
Jeez. I wonder if like when you're first born, your mind is open to like beings from the 4th dimension, and as you get older you get used to the 3rd dimension so much you block out things. So then when you're in that state,
or
when you're
subconscious of the frequency that you're like you shift and become like hell zoned in on it, so like everything else gets blocked out maybe.
It's like kids' senses, they're a lot stronger than adult senses when they're first born. especially with
Yeah.
taste buds and everything. So
Because
Or learning
yeah,
different-
literally,
Right, yeah.
right? Because I think they're so in tune with nature. Like when you're obviously like a grown up, like you've been exposed to so many things, so many influences, and you know how people say like your brain's like super obviously really really powerful and mysterious. Like I think the innocence of like a child's brain when they're younger hasn't been exposed to so much bullshit, subconscious thoughts, and all a bunch of random things. I actually like that opened my eyes when I was my little sister, because when she was like way younger, and my brother and I were doing boxing, she wanted to learn, but like she hasn't been obviously exposed to boxing and everything, right? So when you teach someone that's young, you just tell them punch the mitts, and then they'll punch it like normally without any like bias from their subconscious. If you tell a dude or a girl now to punch, right, they'll punch exactly like how they've been exposed to
how they've seen
combat
it. Yeah.
sports and fighting, and so everyone looks different when they're like punching. But if you tell like a toddler or a kid, they all punch the same because they're not exposed to anyone else, and usually you pay attention to it. Most of the time they'll punch like correctly, and like the form is not bad at all, and you just like shift it ever so slightly. But like so it's like much easier obviously to teach kids to do things like that because they're not exposed to the bullshit that's been going through your mind and the subconscious all your life. It's like I think that's why they probably get tapped into by like demonic or spirits or whatever.
Yeah.
At a younger age, and then when you die, you get like everyone has DMT in their brain.
Yeah.
Which that gets like
released
unleashed.
when you pass.
You start tripping before you're dead.
Yeah.
Enter the fourth dimension.
Well, that's when people like, and then they actually come back to life because they resussed, and then they like, I've seen God, I've seen. All right, mate.
Yeah,
All right, thank you so much, Quincy.
Thanks, Quincy.
That was a great story.
Yeah, of course, G. I'll see you guys, or whoever's coming, Blake, tonight.
We'll all see you tonight,
You guys
man.
all coming through. Well, see you guys tonight, man. It's gonna be
Absolutely.
good.
Thank you
Looking
very
forward
much,
to it,
Quincy.
Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it, boys.
Alrighty. Have a good
Much
day,
love.
mate.
I'll see you then.
See you later, mate. Okay, well, Kusho,
How long's his?
he said he can call us.
Oh, nice. Let's call him.
All right.
Is this some screen clip?
G'day, mate.
G'day.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey.
What's going on, mate?
How's the outfit?
Yeah, mate.
Itchy.
Look at the kid.
Aw, thanks, mate.
Fucking right. How you guys going?
Yeah, good,
Good, mate. Good.
How are you doing? Oh, you froze.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
From WWE.
Oh, no.
nice.
You've been back on the PS4 grind, mate.
Yeah, bro. This has been jamming GTA like every other day, pretty much. So
Yeah, I saw your GDS story.
yeah,
I
it's
was,
been good.
Gotta start a live stream, Kusho.
So we hear, Kusho, you got a scary story for us, huh?
I do. So picture this. I'm like probably 10, 11 years old.
Oh, shit.
I have no idea what time of the night it was. Might have been maybe 2 a.m., maybe 2, 3 a.m. So it's pitch black. My mum goes to bed about like 1, 2 a.m. or so every night. And so it must have been after 2 o'clock because there was nobody awake. It was just me. And I was dead asleep. But I sort of, when you feel like someone's watching you, like I sort of had that feeling. I must have had that feeling because I woke up and I remember being in my room and the door is like right in front of the bed like this. And I look up and I see the door just cracked open a little bit, maybe about 5 centimeters. And I see this dark figure standing there in the hallway looking at me through the gap in the door.
Oh, jeez.
This is dead set. This is no joke. I still remember this is my scariest story. And so I'm looking at this dark figure. I'm like, Mum, what's going on? Mum, you alright? And no response. So obviously it wasn't my mum. I don't know who the fuck this was. I'm still looking at them. I'm like, hello? And then the door opens like this.
What?
Really scared. And I remember, I would have been like 10, 11 years old. So obviously your imagination's pretty wild back then, but I remember this so vividly. So this figure must have been like 7 foot tall. I'm talking like minute bowl, like
God
freaking,
damn.
like Shaquille O'Neal has walked into my room, tall and slim, completely black, like completely dark, like a shadow person. Walks into my room and just sits on the end of my bed without saying anything.
Oh.
Just sits right on the end of my bed. And I remember feeling it's giving me chills now, like just telling the story, like just thinking about it.
what?
I remember I could feel like the pressure like on my legs, like this. Like sit down, like I felt it on my feet.
Was he
And
light?
so I'm sitting there like, holy fuck, what's that?
Was he light or heavy?
He was dark, man.
Like it light though. It was light. I mean, you know, he was made of like a shadow, I guess.
Yeah.
So, you know, didn't weigh much. It was light enough, almost like a dog, like sort of sitting on your legs, like on the bed. And I'm looking at it for ages, and I was so fucking petrified I couldn't even say a word. And I remember my friend Charlie saying to me, like, if you ever see a ghost, you close your eyes and like count to 10, and you say, "Go away, devil! Go away, devil! Go away, devil!" So that's what I did. I pulled the blanket up like this, up to my face, and I just pretended I wasn't there. To
So you-
like, you know, so they
Oh,
couldn't
so
see me.
Wait, you were able to move?
You could move.
Yeah, I could move like literally just enough.
So
to
not-
pull the
so
stuff
it
like this,
wasn't-
but the rest
It
of
wasn't
my body
sleep
completely
paralysis,
frozen.
no.
So it wasn't sleep paralysis. You were seeing this.
No, yeah, I was seeing this. Well, yeah, it wasn't like as if I was like completely stunned. It was
Oh,
like
shit.
I could still move. Yeah, so I remember I pulled my blanket up to my face like this and closed my eyes. In my head, I'm like, "Go away, devil! Go away, devil! Go away, devil!" And I keep my eyes closed for like way more than 10 seconds, like I don't know, 5 minutes. And then when I open my eyes, again, this is no word of a lie. I remember seeing like probably like 5 or 6 like spiky like figures, like all standing around my bed with like bright yellow eyes.
What?
This is no word of a lie. I'm dead serious, yes.
Oh,
And I
fuck.
remember looking at them like, holy fuck. Like it's giving me fucking chills just talking about this.
dude?
I remember looking at them like, holy fuck, I was so fucking scared. And my blanket's still up like this. And I'm like, oh my god, do they see me? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I shut my eyes again, like so fucking hard. Like, go away. Yeah, and I just didn't open my eyes again. And I just kept them closed. And then I must have just gone to sleep and woken up in the morning.
Oh,
And I
damn.
told everyone the story and no one believed me. But Dad said this happened when I was 10, 11 years old. So
That's wild, dude. Damn.
I don't think we're gonna get a better story than that at all. Holy fuck.
That's good.
Fuck. What do you, as an adult, what do you think it was?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I used to see ghosts when I was younger. Like,
What?
I mean, maybe it's like, you know, like law of attraction, like, you know, what you think of, you cultivate.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it was that I was thinking of that I was seeing ghosts and I was so scared of seeing ghosts. Like, so scared of ghosts back then that, like, I was thinking I was seeing them. I don't know. But nowadays, like, I don't really think about it. And, like, I've never really seen any, like, ghosts or spirits or anything like that since then. Well, not since then. I mean, probably since then I did when I was younger, but not nowadays. But it's still, even thinking about it, because it was such a vivid memory, like, it
Yeah.
still gives me chills just thinking about it. It's
Jeez.
freaky as fuck.
Does it ever worry you that you might see it again?
Dude, yeah, sometimes. Oh,
Now
Yeah,
that
I've got
now
another
that you're
little-
talking about it now,
what's that?
now that you're talking about it now, you've reintroduced it.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I've said it like out loud in my apartment.
Are you home alone?
I'm fucked.
Are you home alone, Kusho?
I am home alone, yeah. The missus will be home in like half an hour from work.
Cool.
You're gonna be like playing video games.
Oh, jeez.
Another big thing, my friend Jay, he's from Thailand, and he told me about this little thing, and it's like a little statue like this. It's like this big, and it looks like a little like sort of Buddha or like a little like chubby like baby kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he said to me, he goes, "I'm going back to Thailand in December. Do you want me to bring you back one of these?" I said, "I've got no idea what it is. What is that?" And he tells me, "Oh, it's some kind of like a little worship thing." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sounds cool." And he goes, "But you have to treat it properly, or like bad things will happen." I was like, "Right, okay." So he told me this little thing. It's called a kumun tong. That's what it's called. You search it up. So you put it into your house, and you have to put like a bottle of like red, like Fanta there, and like incense. The red Fanta is meant to be like blood. It's like a blood sacrifice. And if you don't feed it like once a month, then it will like you'll see it at night, and it will like it's like a little kid, and it will run around your apartment or your house, whatever, at night time, or you'll just hear it running around.
What?
And yeah, it's so freaky. And he was like, oh no, but like if you do feed it and you treat it well, it'll give you really good luck, like heaps of success in like your music career and all this stuff. I was like, oh dude, it sounds so sus. Like, stuff. And I told my missus about it. I was like, let me ask the missus, because I live with her, like see if she'd be cool with that. And she, like when I told her, we were in a restaurant and I was telling her all these things about it. And also it originated. They used to use like an unborn like fetus, like a abortion, and like they'd like ferment it or something, and then a witch doctor would come and like spray water on it and like say spells to it, and that's how it would be a thing. But now they just use a sort of statue. When I was telling my missus about all that, she was like frozen. And I was like, oh, so that sounds cool? And she was like, I'm fucking petrified. I've never been more scared in my life. And then I remember like the next week after that, just like in bed, like thinking about that story I told you guys before. And
True. Yeah.
Holy fuck! Like am I hearing noises and shit? So paranoid. But
jeez.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah. Don't get that Buddha. That's for sure.
Do that. Fuck, man. Yeah, it's interesting because there was a similar story. It reminds me that because my misso is very religious and so is her family, and I was chatting to a granddad once, and he had a similar encounter about the bed thing, where he said the devil visited him one night and sat on the end of his bed, and he said that's what he said. He said, "Devil, go away," or like God make him go, and then he disappeared.
Actually getting going down the back one.
Oh, sorry, no.
That is wild, man.
Yeah. Damn.
I've never heard girls having that same experience before.
Maybe you need to chat with.
Mate, yeah. Fuck.
Need to have a chat with old mate.
Damn.
Yeah, I could have met your Mrs. Granddad.
Yeah. Get you in touch, bro. Oh, man.
I kind of had a similar story to your one. It wasn't a devil, but it was at the time Five Nights at Freddy's had just came out. So it was a similar thing. I remember going to bed with my door. I would have just fallen asleep, my door open, hallway door, lights on, but my room's dark. So like the only light is the coming through. I'm thinking back on it. It was a dream of some sort, but I would have fallen asleep, and the dream is exactly the same as what I would have went to bed in. So I would have just encountered this dream, and then there was like, Bonnie. Bonnie is just the purple one. So go wake up in this dream, and this like animatronic thing is like staring at me, and in that headspace, I was like, oh shit, this thing is like I'm the next like child for like this animatronic to like get me.
I've had thoughts about, or like, what if you wake up like from a dream, like, and then it's like real life, but the dream's so vivid that like you never actually woke up and you're actually still sleeping right now, and this is all just a dream.
Bit of food for thought.
Shit.
Damn.
Food for
Damn.
thought.
All right. Well,
Thank you so much, Kusho. That was
that was a good story.
fantastic story.
See you later, mate.
Thanks, guys.
All right, have a good night, mate.
Have a good sleep tonight.
Sleep well. Don't let the devil bite.
Hung up. Kind of.
Fuck. That was a scary story.
Yeah.
Got me thinking.
We could call.
There's people in that building.
Should we take these off?
Oh, I'm scared now.
Yeah, what if it's like normal out?